So you're George Peet.
Yep.
And you're a really good friend of Bora's, right?
Yeah, we're best friends.
Well, I actually listened to you talk off camera, and I was so impressed with what a great friend you are and what a great support you've been to him. And I understand you didn't get to practice as much as he did.
No, not at all, but it doesn't matter. I mean, we help each other. We sail Malgus 24s a lot, and it's kind of the opposite. I sail on, I'm really lucky, I sail on the best Malgus team in the world pretty much, along with Jonathan McKee. We're going to battle it out in November, so we'll see. But and Bora is right there as well. So I pretty much help him with all the 24 sailing, and we build a lot of custom Malgus 24 parts and sails and bits and pieces that just kind of make our boats that much better. And yeah, I was really lucky. I did the Volvo Ocean Race in 2005, 2006 with ABN AMRO, and I learned a lot, man. These guys who are really good, like the McKees and Nathan, and these guys who come from Olympic sailing and do professional sailing and America's Cups, Kevin Hall, you don't realize until you're there, but you see so much stuff. And these guys are really good because they see that stuff and they bring it back to everything else they do, every aspect of their life. And I was able to do that with ABN AMRO, and I was like, wow, man, this is how you win stuff. And started doing that with the Malgus 24 kind of like 2.5 years ago, right after the Volvo race. You know, making custom parts, and being prepared, and showing up early, and just making sure. I wasn't even the highest guy on the totem pole, but I was always like, we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to do this. And if I threw out 50 things on the table, I knew at least 3 of them would get some attention. And then we took that same approach to the moth sailing. And it's something Bora's always been into.
When you say we, you mean you and Bora?
Yeah. I mean, he showed me a YouTube video. He said, dude, I just bought this boat. And I was like, sweet, I'll get one. And mine didn't show up until like 8 months after his, but I was like, man, that is awesome. You actually get to race these? He's like, I think so. and like, we had never been to a regatta, never raced them, never done anything. We went to Australia and stayed with Rowan, and that was why Bora thanked Rowan. I mean, we stayed with Rowan for a week and a half, 2 weeks in Australia. We each bought a new Blade Rider from Rowan, and he taught us how to sail them and all this stuff. And then we went and stayed with Andrew McDougall the following week and a half and sailed at Black Rock in Australia, and just an amazing experience. I've never really done any skiff sailing or small boat sailing. I never did junior sailing, never did any of that. And these guys all did Olympic sailing and full campaign, so I kind of meshed with their coaching method and training method with the preparedness I learned from the guys in the Volvo race. And in this class, it really shows. I mean, you guys have seen these boats break constantly, and you're the guy that helps fix them. That's my understanding. One of a couple. I mean, Bora's really good. I mean, pretty much everything we do on these boats, I learned from Bora because he had to fix all his own stuff before I had my boat. Right. And we learned all that from Rowan and AMAC. Yeah. So those AMAC guys, is Andrew McDougall. Correct. For people that don't know. Yep. And I mean, those guys are really, and Scott Babbage, Andrew, Rowan, those guys are really keeping the class going. They're building the boats. Their whole life is building these boats and keeping the class going, and we're fortunate enough to kind of have them bring us in and learn the ropes a bit. So your next competition, what are you going to be doing? I'm going to be doing the Malgus 20 Nationals in Michigan. Kind of a low-key event. Just actually the Malgus 24 Bora and I used to campaign together. It's owned by the guy who I'm sailing the Malgus 20 with. He got a smaller boat and just kind of taking it easy. We had a pretty ambitious campaign with his 24. We won almost all of the events. The Worlds were in Italy. It was a big budget. He didn't want to do it. He's got kids in college, so he stepped down a size, and I'll sail with him for that. And then I'll be sailing against Jonathan McKee for basically the next month and a half. I'm part of a really good Malgus 32 team. Once again, just lucky. Was half Australian team, half American, and we're pretty good. So sail against Jonathan on his Team 93 team, who it's up for grabs, coin toss as to who's going to win the Worlds there. And then we'll have a week off, and then we'll do the Malgus 24 Worlds, and he'll sail with another Italian team, and I'll sail with another American team, and same thing, coin toss. So
What
Two
about
good
moths?
months of sailing.
What about moths?
I don't know. Bora's probably gonna go home and start doing some stuff. I don't have time, but
Because of the Melgus involvement.
yeah. It's. I've really got to focus on that to shot at winning 2 more world titles this year. I mean, I don't know how that sounds to people outside.
Oh, it's fine.
But, I mean, we worked really hard, and it's all Boris for sure. But I mean, we pretty much operate as a unit across the world, so that's why I say we. So yeah, try to win 2 or 3 more this year and keep going.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm just impressed that there's such camaraderie in this regatta. It's like wonderful.
These are all the best guys in the world. You sail against them all the time, so there's no point in being nasty or not sharing, because there's gonna be a time where you're really gonna be strung out and you're gonna need some help, and one of these guys is gonna be around. And you've either got to be prepared to give it or take it.
Good way of
and that's
putting it.
fine, you know. I mean, and they're all good guys, so no one cares.
So what do you want to say about women sailing the moths? We gotta ask.
I think Jonathan was right on the mark. We really need to lend a hand. There's so much boat work. There's so much kind of physical stuff. I mean, I'm a pretty small person. It's pretty hard for me to get the mast up and deal with the boat when it's windy on the shore. And
you're not unmuscular.
I know, muscular. But it's still hard, you know. And so I think Jonathan's right. We just need to make a more concerted effort to bring women into the class and say, listen, we'll make sure you're on the starting line. Just show up. And because girls, I mean, most of the time are far better at driving boats than men. That's just how it is. I mean, there seems to be a lot better feel, and it's not a strength game once you're on the boat. Once you're on the boat, it's super easy. So the masts are soft, the sails are flat enough. You can. There's a full range of power schemes with mast and sail combinations that 110, 115 pound women can sail the boats no problem. So I think we just need to make an effort as a class to promote it and say, yep, we're going to help and we're going to make it happen.
Good deal.
So as soon as women are ready, start sending emails, you know, get on our asses about it, and
that's
we'll
what
make it
Diego
happen.
says. That's what Diego says. He says the same. He says need about 8 or 10 women.
Yeah, and as a whole, professional sail is usually pretty lame, so stay on our asses. If you want to sail,
We'll do that.
Send some emails.
This is going to go on YouTube.
Send some emails.
This is going to go on YouTube.